This man's got so many samples on a hard drive.
It could be like an eternity. I only want your love, your love, your love. I only want your love, your love, your love. You know you got me lost in the days, have it your way.
I want to prove to you, literally, that you have what it takes to be a singer. I made you a free 10-minute singing lesson. Here's the way that you prove it. If you record your voice on voice memos right before that lesson, and then you go through it and record your voice after, just keep it simple, like 20 seconds, 15 seconds. When you compare those two audios, that's when I really believe you're going to be shocked. There's been over 500,000 people in 100 countries that have taken that free lesson. I'm not kidding. Everybody that records before and after, here's an improvement, because you gotta realize you have what it takes to be a singer. When I was first starting, I had a terrible voice. Now I'm a professional, I've taught thousands, and I only say that to tell you, if I can do it, if we can do it, you can do it. So don't give up on your dreams. All right, we got a legend in the studio. As always, join the community, okay, and leave me a comment after you watch my reaction and let me know what you thought about this. Are you ready? Let's do this. And he's just vibing. Oh. Now he actually started out a producer, I believe. Leave me in the comments if I got that wrong, but I'm almost positive he started out as a producer, producing for other artists, until he started actually rapping on his own beats. I always tell my students, almost all my students that get to a level of singing where they're fantastic, I always end up having them at least learn enough of producing to where you can record your own vocals, or if you want a little bit of the industry lingo, it's called cut your own vocals, which is basically just you're recording your vocals, picking the takes and all that. They call that cutting your vocals. You got to at least get to where you can do that. And the thing is that it can come across like it's so difficult, or like you need to be in this big recording studio, but you don't. You can do it from your laptop and you learn a couple buttons. It's really not that hard. Imagine the samples that this man has on a hard drive sitting somewhere. Imagine the hits that are sitting on a hard drive in some back warehouse. I don't know. Is that Dane Dash? Look at Kanye just getting after it. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. You gonna write something on the spot? Yeah. You can't judge yourself when you're coming up with a melody. That's one rule. That is the number one rule when you are songwriting in the studio. Don't judge the melody and don't judge your voice. Don't worry about pitch when you're coming up with melodies. You gotta just let your mind be free to flow out. Otherwise, what will happen? If you start getting too self-critical, you will block the creativity. I think that's something that Kanye does so well. I think because he is just so certain. Some people could argue that he's certain when he shouldn't be, but I think he's just so certain about what he comes up with in his melodies that kind of energy transfers onto us. And if you've watched my channel, you know I talk about the law of emotional transference, which basically is a universal law that says that whatever I'm feeling right now, you are going to feel. So if I'm coming up on this camera super nervous,
or you just can like sense like I'm stiff in my body, you're gonna start to feel a little stiff, like what the heck, you know what I mean? Or your friend, your good friend, you see your good friend for the first time in a while, they're feeling sad, you know, you're like, why are you sad? They don't have to tell you that they're sad, you just know. I feel like that's part of the draw of Kanye, is like in his raps, in his music, his certainty like shines through. Does that make sense? And like as listeners, you hear that certainty and you can't help but feel a little bit of confidence. Like Kanye's almost like a shot of confidence for a lot of people, because they listen to that and they can't even help. Like it rubs off on them. His certainty, his confidence rubs off on people. And I think that's why a lot of people love his music on a subconscious level. They don't even really realize it. What's he hitting over here? Dude, that energy, come on. I need to be doing that in the studio, just karate chopping. What was he karate chopping over there? Uh-oh. Where's he going? This man's got so many samples on a hard drive. See, he doesn't overthink himself. Like, he's not the most talented, but he's so certain, and he doesn't overthink that he is one of the best to do it. Okay, because he is just so certain, and he doesn't overthink, and he just goes with the energy that he's feeling. And as listeners, we pick up on that, and we can't help but feel a little bit of that certainty and that confidence. And who doesn't want more certainty and more confidence? That's why a lot of people love this guy and love listening to his music. Like, look, that if you're doing that in the studio, like that energy is infectious, and it comes across on the record.
Yes, man. That's another smoker. Yes. That's what it is. He's the yes, that's what it is. I thought you knew, Uncle Charlie. Come on. You get the soul. I got it right. You get the notes.
He's got everyone in a suit and tie.
I've been waiting for my whole life.
I picture Kanye to be the kind of guy that's like, okay, everybody, everyone's suit and tie. Like he's kicking people out of the studio if they're not in a suit and tie that day. Everybody.
Oh, that's gonna be hot. That joint for me? Yeah. Oh,
Kanye would tell everybody what to wear in the studio, make everybody dress up in a suit and tie.
Who would have known what it was like? Running from them flashes. Hey, everybody, tonight's the night. Okay. I've been waiting for my whole life. They say, hey, everybody, tonight's the night. I've been waiting for my whole life. Who would have known what it was like? Running from the flashing light. Hey, everybody, tonight's the night. I've been waiting for my whole life. Who would have known what it was like?
You see what I'm talking about?
Running from this flashing light.
You see what I'm talking about? It's just the energy. It's. Look at this man. What is he saying? But it doesn't matter. We love it because it's just so confident, certain. Like, you can't help but smile and like vibe with that, right? Like, you're watching this, you can't help it. Why? What's he even saying? Do you have any idea what he's saying? I have no idea. Is it good? That's all subjective, but you cannot deny he is so certain, he is so confident about what he's saying, and that's why we pick up on that, the law of emotional transference. So we're vibing with him. Dame Dash is over there like, yes. He has no idea what he's saying. But again, it doesn't matter. Like that is the reality, is so much of even singing, but especially rapping, if we're going to talk about rapping, it is the energy behind the verse. It's less about the verse itself and the delivery as far as the vocal technique, and it's more about what are you feeling in your heart as you're rapping it, as you're singing it. How certain are you? That is so important, because you can't fake the nuances that a certain mindset will give you when it comes to rapping, performing, or singing. It's something that you can't fake. And if you are nervous or you're uncertain, and you're just a little bit uncertain about what you're singing or rapping, the audience is going to know. We have evolved to be able to pick up on these little nuances and emotions. And is this person a little bit uncertain? You know, we can pick up on body language. They say that the words are only 5% of communication. 95% of it, it's like 5 to 10%. But I mean, same thing, basically. The rest of it is, how is it being said? See what I'm saying? It's an important skill to understand as a singer or a rapper. Leave me a comment. What do you think about this?
For those interested in singing, I want to clarify a few things. You might be wondering, what the heck is on the screen over here? And that is a singing program called Singer. That's exactly what my community uses to learn to sing. Now, I want you to imagine what it's going to feel like when you have your dream voice. You might be thinking that you can't get that voice because it's going to take way too long and you're busy, you don't have time for that, because maybe you think you don't have a natural singing voice. That is totally reasonable. That's actually exactly what I first thought when I was starting. But I will tell you that every successful member on Singer who developed a great voice, at first, they were super doubtful about their voice. Singer is broken down into phases to make something complex like learning to sing easy and fun. And almost everyone in my community says that when they get through phase 1, they hear a drastic improvement in their voice. Phase 1 has 4 singing lessons in it. So let's say that you do a lesson a day. Well, that's 4 days. So I don't know what your version of a time commitment is, but for me, if I can hear an improvement in 4 days, like a serious improvement, that's pretty good. The next thing you might be thinking is that it's just gonna be way too expensive to learn. And to be honest, it kind of is for all of the other options like one-on-one lessons and other expensive courses that have these little hidden monthly fees attached in there. But with Singer, you can get started for free with that free lesson. And if you wanna upgrade to the full product, the plans are super affordable and it's all a one-time fee. You don't wanna be paying ongoing monthly for this. You want an affordable price that you pay one time and then you get access to everything for life. You might be thinking that learning online won't work, and I totally get that, but our community actually prefers online. If you need personal help while you're going through the lessons on Singer, or maybe you just want some feedback on your voice, or you want to meet some friends or meet people you can collaborate with, you can join the Singer community. Now, in that community, there's over 1,000 singers from all around the world who will mentor you, who will help you, who could also even become lifelong friends because you know that you share that similar interest. And as far as learning through the online lessons, I recommend that you check out the success stories page on the site. It's different reviews from singers who have gone through the program. You can hear befores and afters. There is no reason why you can't do it. I think the only thing that's stopping you is just having a structured approach. You know, searching through YouTube all the time, there's not that structured approach. So I think by you having this structured approach, where you know what you're doing, you just log in, do your lesson, ask your question in the community, and then the next day you do the next lesson, that's when you're really going to improve day by day. You're gonna have a completely changed voice. You're gonna be like, what the heck happened? All right, so much love for you. Don't ever give up on your dreams. Hopefully I will see you inside the Singer community. I'd love to welcome you into that.